I got a wingnut. Hello and welcome, my dear scale modelers, to my small hobby YouTube channel. My name is Tomo, and today we're going to be taking a look at a 1/35th scale Wingnut Wings Fokker E.1 Early version. This, my friends, is an absolutely beautiful but expensive model kit that will excite even the most die-hard aviation fan. If you're a World War I buff and you like World War I era stuff, and if you are a plane builder, this will take your pants off. It is an absolutely beautiful model kit full of details and a beautiful manual that reads out just like a book. This is a well-engineered model kit, a very good representation. It has 5 different versions from which you can choose from. Quality plastic, there is no flash, the attachment points on the spruce are good. If you are used to building 1/48 scale models and 1/72 scale models, airplanes of this era, this is totally different. It doesn't have a lot of spruce, but there's absolutely no lack of quality. You have some small photo edge details and a big decal sheet of paper for all the 5 different versions of the airplane. But what is really impressive is the manual. I know that the manual usually isn't the highlight of the model kit, but in this case, trust me guys, you'll see it in a minute. This model kit goes for around 80 to 85 euros on retail, which is really a lot of money for a 32nd scale model. But you have to understand the level of quality and dedication that went into this production is absolutely fantastic. If you want to know more about Wingnut Wings, you can check out their webpage. Not a sponsor yet. But for now, let us open the box and see the contents. Behold, the Wingnut Wings Fokker E.1 Early version in 1/32nd scale. Let me just take a little moment here to talk a little bit about the box and the box art. When you buy this kit, you know immediately that it's different from everything else, and that is because the box art and the way it's packaged. Now, the box comes in a foiled protective sheet. I've taken the foil off, of course, but immediately you know that there are some shiny bits all around, the framing, the Wingnut Wings logo, and it just reeks quality. Maybe it's fake quality, we'll see when we open the box, but at least from the box art, you can see it's shiny and pretty and stuff. Now let me take you a little closer here. You see the little grain? It looks just like a painting on a canvas. That kind of detail is super nice to see. I know the box is just a box, but mainly we are attracted to the item by the box, and they've surely made this one stand out. If we look at the side of the box, you can see all the different versions of this Fokker 1 that you can choose to build. So one of the 5. So let us open the box up and see what's inside. When we open the box up, we see that we are greeted with a very beautiful colored manual that is pretty hefty and thick. We will go through the manual at the very end of this video because it's really special, but we'll just take a look at the parts. In the box, there are 7 sprues. This is the biggest one that contains the majority of the aircraft. You can see the body laid out here, the wing surfaces, and the 3 different propellers on top and bottom, depending of course on which version you're going for. There's also some support struts, some cockpit elements, and the covers for the top cover where the pilot sits and where the machine gun is mounted. You can also see 2 different types of machine gun depending on which version you're going to build. What is the most intriguing here is this little T-section here. This is actually the seam line that goes on the bottom of the fuselage that simulates where the stitches go together. So the frame is wooden, of course, and there's a cloth that covers the frame, and on the bottom it's stitched together. So this is actually just another level of craziness. Let's go a little closer and take a look at this. second sprue contains a little bit of everything, but mainly focuses on the cockpit area. You can see that we have some cockpit elements here, the frame for the cockpit, as well as the various feeders for the machine guns, like the bullets here, and certain struts and supports, as well as the instruments that go in the cockpit as well. But we also have the control surfaces here, like the rudder and the elevators. And of course we have the seat here, which is really nicely detailed. We'll take a look at it closer. And some other bits and bobs. And again, we have two different types of machine gun depending on which version you're building. So let's take a closer look at this little sprue. This is a little third sprue that contains mainly the engine. It's not a very big sprue, and the engine is very well detailed. If I had to criticize the kit, it would be that the attachment points for the parts are a little bit too thick on certain points. On this little piece, you can see that the attachment point does eat into the detail of the motor, so you will probably have to scribe a little bit of this little fine detail. We're coming up on sprues 4 and 5. These are basically identical sprues containing the wheels and the hubs and certain little hooks and grab handles that go on the exterior of the aircraft. Again, the attention to detail is absolutely second to none. Noticeable is on the tire itself, where you can see the little nipple here for the air. Let me just take you closer and you'll see what I'm talking about. So this is the second to last sprue that contains just other options for the aircraft. You can see the top covers where the machine gun goes, and the side covers, and the little instrument panel, and this little tree, the supporter where the wires actually go from the wing. This last sprue is basically just glass. It's really clear, really fine. Of course, you are expecting some photo etch parts with the kit that costs 80 euros plus, and this one does provide you with some photo etch parts. They're minimal, but I think they will be very effective. Mainly they have, as you can see, some seat belts and the sights for the machine gun, as well as the mesh that goes around the machine gun that cools it, and some vents here. Decals. They do not disappoint in quality whatsoever. Believe it or not, this is the most exciting thing about the kit itself. I know it's just a manual, but really it's not just your typical manual that you get with other kits. And I'll show you why. This again is really nothing that, important. You see some things that are not to be used, which are clearly marked, and of course what you get with the kit, as well as the paints. Tamiya, Humbrol, and Federal Standard if you choose to go with those type of paints. But here, look at that. Oh my God. You are struck immediately with the full potential of this manual. Not only do you see the actual layout of the build, but you have a picture representation of the part that you're building and some information on what that actually is. And it's done throughout the manual. And not only is it showing you how to paint it and what color to paint it, but it's actually painted in the color that needs to be painted. So that is just amazing. I really, really love this type of, I've never seen this, but I really love this manual. I really love this manual. So that is it, the end of the review. I want to know your thoughts. Are you a fan of First World War I planes? What do you think of this kit? Have you built it? Tell me in the comments below, down there. But for now, thank you so very much for watching if you have been. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And I'll see you again soon in the next one. Bye bye.